Hello guys, thank you for joining me today. We are going to talk about charms. Everything about charms that I know, I'd like to share with you in this video. So I hear that charm anything is trending right now. So like charm bracelets, charm necklaces, and you can also make like keychains, purse accessory with charms. So I think it's a great time to talk about charms and show you guys different ways to make them. The first kind of charms I want to show you guys are just your basic charms that you can purchase online. So these are from Amazon. So they're pretty good quality. They're very cute. So all you have to do with these are get a jump ring. So I have grabbed a just plain gold bracelet here, and this is a perfect place to add your charms. So let's do that. We'll make charms and add to our bracelet here. So all you need to do to this charm is grab a jump ring like this and your tools. Open the jump ring up, put on your charm, and just attach it to your bracelet if you're going to make a bracelet. But if not, whatever you want to attach it to. So there's our first charm. So something like this. This is a bead. I mean, metal bead, obviously, star-shaped metal bead. And this has a hole going from this way to this way. So you can turn this into a charm too we need a head pin for that. If you're out of a head pin or if you don't have one, I have a lot of eye pins because I don't use eye pins that much. I obviously use head pins more. What you can do is, I'm going to measure this first because I'm going to see if I can use this. Okay, I can use this. So so this is like a leftover part of the pin. I probably used it up for another project and I just have this part left. I don't like to throw away things as much as possible, so I had saved it. So we can turn this into a little head pin. All you have to do is get your round nose plier and curve up the end, the one end. I'm gonna use this for the other side. So hold the tip and then make a curve like so. And then I squeeze the two sides together, because you want this part to be as small and insignificant as possible so that your bead becomes the star of the show. So a little curve like that, and then you would put your bead through, and you can do this with pretty much anything, any type of beads, not just this one obviously. And then now this is a pretty hard and sturdy wire. So for this, I'm just going to make a loop right here. So for that, I'm gonna bend it as close to the bead as possible to 90 degrees. And then I'm gonna take my chain nose plier again. I use this one versus this one because this one is wider, and looking at the size of my wire that's bent, it's gonna make a bigger loop. So I want to use a wire like this, the wire with the wider tip. So I'm going to hold the tip of the wire and round it up. Again, there's no right or wrong size to do this. You can just use any size wire that will let you make a loop, a big loop like this on the top. And I'm just going to clean this one up a little bit. This one's a little loose, and well, I guess once I close the loop, it'll probably stop doing that. Okay, so now that we have this, I'm going to open my loop by twisting it sideways and putting it on our bracelet and closing it up. Okay, so there's our second charm. I put them on the opposite sides. Okay, so for the third charm, we are going to use some beads. So this is a teardrop bead. And for this, I'm going to use a wire. Okay, so I have a scrap piece of 24 gauge wire here, and this will work perfectly to make this teardrop bead into a charm. So what we're going to do for that is slide it through. And obviously I didn't even measure this wire because it's my scrap piece, and I don't know how big this wire is, but I can cut it once I know that I have enough wrapping. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around our the top of the teardrop shape. So so what we're going to do is I've got the bead kind of centered on the wire, and we're going to bring the wire, both ends of the wire, to the top like so. And then there's two things you can do. You can either make a loop with just one wire, and I think that's what I'm going to do. And then, or you can just twist the top, which I'll show you on the other charm that we will be making. So for this one, once you have both of your wires on the top like that, I will take one wire. Let's see, which one should we do? Let's do this one. Wire, and twist it around the other. Okay, like so. And then twist it around and go down towards the bead. I usually like to do messy wraps, but for some reason I'm liking the clean wrap here too. So I'm just going with the flow here, and I'm trying to cover the part where the wire is coming out. And that's where I'm going to end this one. And I want to make sure that I tuck the wire in good, so that way it's not going to scratch. Okay, and then so we're left with this one here. Okay, so then on the top here, what I'm going to do is hold the base of the wire and then bend it 90 degrees. And then you want to hold it at the spot where you want the loop size to be. So I want the loop to be about this big. So that's where I'm going to hold it. And then I'm just going to wrap this around and around. I guess at this point, this is going to be a messy wrap. Okay, and then we need a jump ring. Okay, so I found a jump ring, and so we're gonna attach this to our bracelet. Let's see, where should we attach this one? Kind of want to do it on this side. So we're going to go right here. And close it. So there's our third charm. Okay, so now let's look for another way to make charms. Okay, so I found a head pin. I may have to use oh no, this fits. The whole size of my pearl is a little too small, so I'm gonna have to use a different bead. Let's try this one. Okay, this one works better. It's kind of like a little odd shape, which is fine. And then, so I'm gonna do the same thing like we did on the star. We're just gonna bend it 90 degrees. Again, with this one, I have a longer piece. So I'm gonna use the wider side and curve it around like that. This is my favorite way to make charm because you don't have to use jump ring to attach. You can use jump ring, and jump ring will give it more, make it look more flowy or add more movement to it. But if you don't use jump ring and if you just add it like this, that's okay too, but it may just not move as much as when you add a jump ring to it. So I'm gonna add this right here. And close that loop. So there's our fourth charm. This is what our bracelet looks like. We're going to do these ones. Let's see. I guess they will go okay because it has the blue, the gold. So I'm going to try 4, 5, 6 beads first. Okay, and then I got a little scrap piece of wire here. This is 24 gauge again. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my beads through them, and I want to make this into like the round shape. I may have to add a couple more beads if I can't get it to round up, but hopefully 6 beads will be enough. Let's see. With this design, this is the trickiest part, to get it all nice and round. Okay, there, I'm happy with that. Right there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with the wire is I'm going to twist it. So it's crisscross right now, and then I'm going to twist it like this. Okay, so all I'm doing is just twisting. So I'm twisting the length of the wire, so that way I can make my loop with both wires twisted like this. It adds a nice little design on the top. Okay, I think this is good enough. I'm going to take my plier, bend it 90 degrees, twist it around. So here's my loop, and then I'm going to hold that loop and twist it around like so. And that is it for this one. I'm just going to tuck the wire in so that it doesn't scratch us. Okay, so there's our next charm. I have a veil making plier, so I'm going to use this to make a jump ring. I'm looking to see what size I want it. think I want this size right here, the 1, 2, 3, fourth size up. I don't remember the size on these, but that's pretty much all I have to do. To make myself a jump ring right here. And I can do it one more time when we're making our next charm. So I'm going to add my charm. And where should we place this? Over here. Okay, so there's our fourth charm, or is that a fifth one? Fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one. So that's just what we have so far. So now I want to try a like a little tassel, yarn tassel. Okay, so for this charm, I have my white yarn here, and I'm just gonna use my finger to wrap around. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't want this charm to be this tassel to be too big. So that's why I'm using 2 fingers. It's 10, let's see, 12, 13, 14. I think about 14 rounds, like going around is what I've done. And I'm going to cut this here. And then what I'm going to do here is cut another piece of yarn, about 2 inches or so, and then tie on the top. So you want this yarn to go through the big loop of your yarn, and then tie a knot on the top here. And make it really tight. Here's my double knot. And then hold both sides between your fingers like that, and twist so that the knot hides in the inside part, like that. So then on the top you have nice and clean, just the yarn going this way. So here, now what I want to do is I want to use a wire with beads to wrap around. So for that, what are we going to use? Let's see. So we're going to use another 24 gauge wire. Yes. And I don't know how long I'm going to need. Let's see. I'm going to play it safe and do about maybe 10 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this tightly getting started is the hard part, but once you have it, so once I have a few, about maybe 3 wraps or so, I'm going to put some little seed beads through my wire. So I have this nice little periwinkle seed beads. It looks like this one is ready to come out. So I am going to get some of these beads through my wire. And the beads that are irregular in shape, seed beads, those are nice to use in projects like this, when you don't need the shapes to be even. So I'm gonna wrap this much around and see how it looks. That's what I got right now. And I think I want to go a few more rounds. I feel like this much is enough. I think that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to wrap the rest of them underneath the beaded part. And I think that's enough wraps there. So I'm going to trim it. This is slightly bigger than the rest of our charms. So I want to cut down the length of our tassel here. So I'm gonna cut about this much and see how it looks. Okay. So here is our little tassel, and it's a little bigger. Should we trim it down even more? Yeah, I think we should. Okay, so I trimmed it down. I think this is a better size that is kind of looks better with the rest of the beads or rest of the charms. So let's see. Now we're gonna make a jump ring again. So I'm getting my wire, taking my bail making plier again, and twisting it around. Okay, like this. And then I'm gonna give it a trim. And there is our jump ring. We're gonna, so the yarn that we wrapped up the loop, that's where I'm attaching the jump ring to. So it's sticking right here. I hope you can see it under the camera. And so I'm putting my jump ring through that. And then we are going to put this right here and close up the jump ring. Okay, so that's our, oh, you know what? I think this is too close to this one. I'm gonna open it and put it, let's see. I think I should put it right here, very close to our clasp. Okay, and I'm just going to clean up the jump ring a little bit. Okay, so that's what we have. Now I want to make one more charm. This time using a leather. I've never done this before, so I don't know how this is going to turn out, to be honest. But I have this idea in my mind, and hopefully it works. So I want to get a flat piece of leather. something like this. And I want to like just do a basic, like just a piece of leather. I want to make this as simple as possible, like just a piece of leather hanging out, sort of a thing. So let's see. I'm trying to match it with my bracelet because I want to, I don't want it to be huge and not go with the rest of our charms. I think I want to, I might have to move this one a little bit this way and then add this one right here. So just a piece of leather. And we're just going to go back to our 24 gauge and wrap it around just like we wrapped our little tassel. So I'm going to fold I haven't even measured this. I just grabbed a piece of leather that the length that I felt would work and just fold it in half. And I'm just going to take my 24 gauge wire and wrap it around. But make sure that you're not making the leather all scrunched up, that it has a little bit of room to breathe. Let me cut this up. Okay, I finally was able to wrap that piece of 24 gauge wire around this leather. And you know, while I was wrapping it, I thought of one more way to create a charm. So let me show you as soon as I'm done with this. I'm going to bring my, actually, let me bring this one in. I tried using a 20 gauge wire to wrap it, but I wasn't successful. So I'm going to use the piece of this wire because I don't want to throw this away to create my little jump ring. And where did it go? Here it is. So here is our very simple little leather charm that I am going to place. What was I saying? I think I wanted to move this one a little bit on this side, and then we're going to add our leather right here. Okay, so there's our leather. Okay, so we're going to go back to using beads again, and I just want to show you one more thing. It's still using a wire, and it's not a big of a difference than what we have made, but it's just something different that you might want to try. Let's see, what should we use this one? I have a 22 gauge wire here, and I have a little round pearl bead. And so what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to work with a big wire here because sometimes I don't want to waste wire by cutting when I don't know how much I need. So all I'm going to do is put it through until, oops, right at the where the hole ends, and then I'm going to bend it like that, and then I'm going to wrap it all the way around. And I'm using 22 gauge this time because it's a little more sturdier wire. So once I have it wrapping around the bead, I'm going to give myself about an inch or maybe 1/2 inch, and give it a trim. And then at this point, what you can do is push it down, okay? And then take your round nose plier and make your loop like that, okay? So here is another charm we just created. So very easy to make. I'm just going to fix this up a little bit. There we go. Okay, I kind of want to add it to our bracelet. Let's see if we have a room for one more charm. Right there, where we not where we attach it. I don't want to do it at the spot where we attach it, but I'll do it on the this part of the bracelet. So we're gonna open up the loop and go right there. Maybe. And there we have it. All of our charms are placed. I'm going to put it on and show you guys how it looks. Okay, there we are. Our little charm bracelet. What do you think, guys? I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. I love making videos, and I hope you guys will stay tuned for our next one. Thank you, and bye for now.